What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to give you a good overview of what big money has been in fact doing over the last little bit. And surprisingly enough, they've been betting very much for Lucid to go up. And over and above that, I just want to talk on Lucid expansion and also how they are kicking off deliveries, international deliveries. So I'm going to go over all that. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So today it is down a little bit, so 1.36%, but I just want to draw your attention to what happened first thing in the morning. There was a little bit more of a scary dip that did happen, and this similar kind of action did happen on the exact day of that 3 billion dilution. So it kind of was holding this level, and then all of a sudden it just dropped. But as you can see, these dips with Lucid now are getting bought up very, very fast. And you can tell, even for instance, looking at the secondary market. Secondary market is what typical retail investors do trade on. And there was one big transaction so far today, 2.09 million. This is the bid, the ask, and it was over the ask. So someone clearly wanted to get into Lucid. Similarly, over the last several days as well, even since the dilution announcement. So I think behind the scenes, a lot of people are seeing that the PIF is increasing their position in Lucid. And for the most part, is kind of guaranteeing its success one way or another, because we already do know that the PIF is very heavily connected with a lot of other institutions and other government bodies and so forth. So once Lucid actually does start to kick off their production as much as us investors really want it to and know that it's capable of doing, then this is where you're going to see a huge bump up in the price with Lucid. And one way of doing that, obviously betting for Lucid to go up, is buy physical shares or doing options. So I'll give you guys a quick overview of what that has been looking like. So these are all the options for today. Currently there's $1.82 million in call premiums versus 634 in puts. So clearly, even on today, a lot of people are anticipating that Lucid is going to continue to trend up. And similarly, if you are looking at this is all the calls. So the strike prices, expiry dates, it does look like it is anticipated to go around the $7.50 range in the next couple of weeks. So once again, clearly people are anticipating it to go up. This is updated information as of Q1 2023, and it does show hedge funds did buy a grand total of 3.775 million call options. It is down roughly 30% from the quarter prior, but still 3.7 million call options is huge. Based on all 13F filers, it does show 17.1 million call options being purchased. So that is massive. My own opinion, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. So again, when it comes down to it, big money has been buying for a while now. And plus, obviously you can already tell based on the overall 13Fs of institutions buying. So when it comes down to it, I want to give you guys a quick overview of some other data points. As of right now, there is no SEC filings, no press releases, nothing along those lines. So it is just a lot of the broader economic momentum, and it's just a lot of people still digesting that whole 3 billion dilution. But over and above that, like I've mentioned in the past, I'm a very big fan of expansion. So it does look like right here, someone posted, so Andreas did post saying that there's going to be a new studio opening up in Dusseldorf, if I'm saying that correctly, in Germany. And we already do know that in Europe, more specifically as well in Norway and also Germany, there's huge amount of demand for EVs. So this is very, very good in my opinion. One thing that I would like to see, I quickly popped over to Lucid's website and unfortunately it doesn't actually show that. So this is Munich right here, and I think Dusseldorf is somewhere around here if I remember correctly by looking at a map previously. But still, regardless, it is not showing up on here. So again, that's something that hopefully Lucid can really improve on, because I think they really need to have everything connected in real time. The previous individual who was head of or VP of PR, obviously Jeff Curry, wasn't necessarily the best. And I think Lucid was always coming off as amateur by not updating their website and various things like that. So hopefully they do update this fairly fast and not follow down the same path that Jeff Curry did. But on a positive note though, well actually still speaking of this is still positive in my opinion, but once again, expansion. So this recently came out on June the 3rd on Twitter, and it clearly goes to show in Saudi Arabia that obviously vehicles are in fact being delivered. This is good. This is very key for Lucid because it's hitting those areas that have demand, that want these vehicles, which will help word of mouth and marketing and so forth. It is a very beautiful domino effect once this does happen. But more specifically, what I've been really be watching Lucid do very, very closely is if they are in line with their targets. And they did say they're going to be starting and kicking off of the majority of their actual deliveries, international deliveries, in Q2, and they are following their plan. So in my opinion, I feel that they are at least on track to do exactly what they say they're going to do. And they laid all this out in their Q4 and also more recently as well, their Q1 earnings. They laid out everything that they are going to be doing throughout 2023. And again, I'm going to be watching very closely to see if they are on track for that, if they're deviating off of that. So I'm going to break that all down and kind of watch very closely, because as I've said, 2023 is very important for Lucid to lay the proper foundation down, because like obviously it's all floating around. Everyone and their dog is going to be coming out with an EV in tail end 2024 or 2025. So that is going to increase competition very significantly, in my own opinion. I know some people do feel that Lucid doesn't have any competitors, which of course that's your own thoughts and stuff like that. But when it comes down to a higher interest rate and higher inflation market, definitely Lucid is going to be having a lot more competition, because if someone isn't able to afford a 100,000 vehicle, they are going to go to a cheaper price point. So this is where also Lucid does in among itself needs to work on expenses. That way they can actually reduce costs a little bit more, or better yet, just work on the midsize SUV and pump that out ASAP. But of course, that's just my own thoughts. When it comes down to the technicals though, I'll give you guys a quick overview of all of that. So with it being at $6.53, it is currently between this S3 and the S2. And unfortunately, because of the dilution, it is skewing this a little bit. But some next big support and resistance points that you need to watch for is $6.32. And coincidentally, it bounced exactly off of that. So today it did have a low of $6.33. So in my opinion, with it bouncing off of that, I think 2 or 3 times over the last couple of days, or 2 times, sorry, this is where in reality it can most likely be able to trend up from here. So $6.80 is that next big resistance. But looking at stochastic, it was very hot. So I guess this whole pullback is kind of justified in that regard as well. So it kind of does help the technicals. I know that's a little bit more of a backwards way of thinking, but generally you want to have a good step laddered approach to it going up. So you want to have good support levels. So this right here was a little bit more overbought. So it is cooling off a little bit. So stochastic is currently at 18, a little bit more of a bear sentiment right now. Number of retail investors are getting out today, surprisingly enough. I would have figured that a lot of individuals and investors would have been loving this discounted price right now. But it does appear that based on this, just big money is buying behind the scenes, and retail maybe either got margin called or they are just not liking the dilution. Who knows? Let me know you guys' thoughts, and give yourself a shout out as well if you have been buying, selling, holding, what you have been doing with Lucid over the last little bit, and as well where you see things going. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing I just wanted to share with you, don't forget to take advantage of this promo with Moomoo. I've been sharing this with you guys over the last couple of videos. It is a complete free offer. Take advantage. So all you have to do, open up a free account and you get 1 free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So it is a complete no-brainer. Link in the description below and also the comments. Moomoo does also offer $0 commission and free level 2 trading. So like I said, a win-win. So I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up like I said. And with that said, let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.